Okay, I'm going to be reacting to the Waving Through Windows song. It's by Ben Platt. So I've never seen Dear Evan Hansen. I kind of know the premise is about anxiety, feeling connected to somebody. I haven't seen the musical, but I've listened to the song a lot. So this is from the 2017 Tony Awards. Let's give it a shot.
It's never meant to be told, and suddenly Ben Platt with the company of Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me.
I like how even though it's like the Tony Award stages, they still have as best as they can, like a set, as you can see, set up. Again, I haven't seen the musical, so someone will have to tell me down below like how close this is to their actual set, and if they always use for the Tony Awards. The first thing I'm noticing is I know Ben Platt's absolutely incredible, but the way he enunciates his words, you can tell it still comes across as like boyish because he's supposed to be playing like a high school boy, even though we recognize he's not that age. He doesn't come across as young as Jack Wolf, but like you can still tell it's a boyish look. Like the shoulders slumped forward, he's kind of looking down and like awkwardly up. Like he's half there, which is how I felt like I was in high school. You're just half in the room with this.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away, so I got nothing to share.
I like this because this reminds me of me in high school. I feel like I should watch this. It's just the darker theme is in this musical is one I tend to avoid. I'm not going to say it on YouTube because that always gets me kind of blacklisted and doesn't show the videos. But I try and avoid that theme. But him saying essentially he's trying to be a ghost. Like he's not trying to be fully there. And so many of us awkward folks can relate to this. Like I just want to be a shadow in high school. It gave me joy to know that when I walked across that stage of graduation, no one knew who I was. Because I didn't want to stand out. If you stand out, it's just not good, man. So I feel this, and I feel this is one of those musicals that will probably be very powerful if they showed it in high school. I wish they showed us musicals and plays, and it was forced because I feel like people would actually enjoy it.
No slipping up if you slip away, so I got nothing to share. No, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned. On the outside, always looking in, will I ever...
I like that because again, it's a musical. You can build and then you don't drop. You just plateau for a bit. Obviously, I know later in the song we're going to build and then boom, it's going to hit. But it's still softly spoken. Like he's trying to get out of the sun, out of the spotlight. He doesn't want to be noticed because you're going to get burned. Like if people pay attention to you, that's how you get bullied, man. And do I relate to that? You couldn't pay me to go back to high school. Like not enough money in the world would make me want to go back and relive those moments. It's just not worth it.
On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass.
Again, it's that whole metaphor of you're watching people pass just living their lives while you're not really living your own. I don't know what order this is in the musical, like when this song comes up. I'm sure there's like a reprise or something at the end. But as my girlfriend would say, his voice is so trained. Like he's completely flowing and moving through his like vocal range with such ease while playing the character. It's honestly it's incredible.
I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waiting through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong. But
And this is the shift, which is cool because it's just like a typical song. There's a shift where like his character is growing and changing. You can see the confidence building behind it. I wonder what the stuff on this set is about. I assume it's about the kid that passed away, but you'll have to tell me down below. But you can see his confidence is building from going to almost like wouldn't even pay attention to me if I even tried to now he's got more.
We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned. On the outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping.
I like this because in the world of social media, this is what it feels like for a lot of kids. Like, if you're not the cool kid, I feel like it's got to be way worse in high school than it used to be. Because the cool kids are the ones on social media with all the followers, all the people paying attention. Back whenever I was in school, like in high school in 2011 through like 2015, social media was there, but it was just kind of like Facebook. So the cool kids, they were like in your face at school, but when you got home, you had a break. You had a break from being a loser, a break from being a nobody, because that's what I was. I'm not calling you guys losers. But now I feel like these kids, there's no break ever, man. Like, you get home and social media is right there. It's a constant reminder all the time about who you are. And so I feel like a lot of people could relate to just trying to step out of that light. Like, you just need a break. I bring that up because you see on the screen all the social media stuff and the pictures and all the stuff sharing. So again, I don't really know what the premise of this is about. You'll have to correct me. But that's kind of my interpretation from what I'm seeing at the Tony Awards thing, is just seeing the constant pictures. I know that he tries to say he's friends or something. Again, I don't know quite what it's about. Yeah.
More than I've always been, cause I'm tapping on the glass. Waiting through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. Waiting through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waiting? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around.
I think like all the analogies they're putting into this about what it's like to be in high school and just want connection. Like, he just wants connection. You can see he wants it. He strives for it. But it's also playing that line of, is it worth it? Is it worth it to put myself out there and get hurt? Is it not? I remember this thought process going back. If you can throw yourself back into high school days where being popular was the most important thing in the world, right? That's what this feels like. I remember my friends and I would like literally make plots and plans called like Operation P, like Operation Popular. How are we going to get popular? Like, okay, my friend Bryce, he's the most attractive. He'll date the attractive girl. And then we'll be popular by association. Like, dumb stuff that little kids do. When that's the most important thing in the world, you just want to feel connected and just struggling for that. But being a shy kid myself, I didn't want to be the one that was the one dating the girl to get my friends popular. I wanted to be in the shadows like this guy. Like, put me a little bit out of the light. Put me to the side. I still want to be cool, but not that cool.
Do you ever really crash or even make a sound when you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around? Do you ever really crash or even make a sound when you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around? Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapped.
And I like this a lot. I like the people all walking around unnoticing him. And he's in the bright colors with the spotlight. Everyone else is in kind of the dull colors, but they still don't see him. Like, he does not stand out. And you see all the social media stuff around him, which I assume is whenever people start noticing him, is when they start seeing all this stuff. Or maybe it's the stories he tells or whatever it is. Eventually he gets noticed, right? But in this moment, he's still wondering, like, I'm right here. No one even knows I'm alive.
I'm tapping on the glass, waiting through the window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. Waiting through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Is anybody waving? Waving! Waving! Whoa!
That's really cool. I like this one a lot. I need to add Dear Evan Hansen to my list of musicals to watch so I can have some sort of context. I need a paragraph person below to explain what this is actually about. But the symbolism they can do on stage, I say it every one of these videos, just the way they can use art in these moments to show, like, you have, a stage of 10 people, and by them all walking around him while he sings these lyrics, you can tell, like, this dude just wants connection, but no one even knows he's alive. It's just so weird because I can relate to so many of these musicals so well. And again, I didn't know they existed whenever I was in high school. I wasn't a theater kid like that because I didn't even feel like I belonged with the theater kids. But I would have benefited from seeing something like that, because seeing a musical like this, you know someone created it, and to know there's a fan base around it, you know there's thousands of people that feel the same way as you. That would have been something so useful to have in high school. But that's all I got, guys. Let me know what I should react to next. I'm trying to react to what people recommend before I just react to the stuff I want to react to. Thanks. Bye.